Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Huge reveal today. We get our 4 Jurrac cards coming in Terminal World. This is the first of the 4 themes. We know that Fabled is one of the others, and we don't know what the last 2 are going to be. Those are still a mystery, at least for the time being. Really excited for these. I think going into this, just quick expectations. I do not think they can just straight up make Jurrac cards. For like a Jurrac deck, just there's literally like no playables in that strategy. They're so bad. They would have to like so tailor very specific cards or make like a Broken Link 1. So I think there's more likely a chance that this is like kind of this is a concentrated engine that is like 3 or 4 cards that all are kind of the new engine, and they're hopefully a cool engine that can maybe just be worked into what we consider, Dino or Dino DNA, that, generic Dino good stuff deck. That's what I think is most likely. That's what I think makes the most sense. Let's see what we get here. All right, starting off here, we have a very cute level 1 monster, which is kind of nasty for Miscellaneousaurus. We know the lower the level, the stronger it makes Miss effect, because it means Miss becomes like a starter, actually, because if this card's actually like starter level. Okay, here we go. We have Jurrac Megalo. This is a level 1 fire dino tuner, also a tuner. That's cool. Effect monster, 500 attack, 1300 defense. You can only use the first, second, and third effect. 3 effects. Here we go. If you control a dinosaur monster, you can special summon this card from the hand. That already just makes this like a pretty easy extender, like really easy extender for the deck. It does kind of make Mist's effect a little less relevant, that Mist just cheats it right out, but we'll see. During your main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a Jurrac card, then draw 2 cards. Whoa. Okay. Alright, this is fine. I don't know if this effect is like super crucial, but this is fine. I don't think this is like that important, but what I like is that the discard is not cost. So this is all 1 effect. If you activate this and your opponent, if you activate this, you're telling your opponent you already have the Jurrac in hand, and then if your opponent ashes this, imperms Veil, or this, you don't lose anything in hand. It's almost like a neg 1 type of effect, where they're gonna want to negate it because they don't want you to draw 2 cards and potentially get dumps for cards that you don't need in hand anymore. But overall, cool. It can come up for sure. But also, I don't know how many Jurrac monsters you're going to be playing if you're not playing this peer, right? And the last effect, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send 1 Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Also very interesting. Okay, I don't think any of the other Jurrac cards do anything in grave, but I'm hoping some of the other new cards do something there. It's important to note that kind of like Baby Ceratosaurus and Petit Pteranodon, they can be destroyed straight from the deck with effects like, the field spells replacement effect, when a dino or a normal monster on the field would be destroyed. So this is potentially a target you could destroy from deck straight up to then get this Foolish Burial effect, but I don't know how good that is until we see the rest of the cards. Not a bad card. I like that it's like worst case scenario, it's just a level 1 tuner extender that just jumps on the board pretty easily. It makes Oviraptor a 1 card Synchro 5. There's some good stuff there. Alright, not bad. Next up, we move to Jurrac Stigo. This is a level 4. This is where I start getting really interested, because if this helps us just push, one thing that is not optimized in Dinos at all is the ability to make Evilzar, Dolka, and Lagia. If we get a more improved way of making those, we could be in business. Okay, so Jurrac Stigo. This is a level 4 fire dino. 17/9 for the stats. You can only use the first effect of this card once per turn. During your main phase, that's a long effect, holy crap. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 card you control. Any card you control. And if you do, send 1 dinosaur monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon any number of Jurrac monsters from your hand and or deck whose total levels equal the sent monster's level, ignoring their summoning conditions, except for another Jurrac Stigo. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except dinosaur monsters. So it does hard lock you into dinos. That matters sort of, but dinos do have options, right? UCT, Dolka, Lagia, potentially even Pankratops on a turn 1 ending board. There's definitely some options there. Okay, that's crazy. So you get a Foolish Burial for literally any dinos, any dino in the game, and then you get to summon any number of Jurrac monsters whose total levels equal the exact monster's level. That's where it gets spicy. It has to equal the exact level because we don't really want to play too many of the Jurracs that already exist. But to be fair, if this card just goes like destroy some other card we control to summon, or you know what I mean, like Foolish Misk, which is a level 4, and then summon another level 4, and then boom, straight into Dolka, straight into Lagia. From there, that could be worth just playing one level 4 brick just to make this effect live to get you into a rank 4. But that's crazy, because technically you could send something like Overtext Coatlas and potentially summon up to 3 Jurrac monsters from deck, but you'd have to obviously play the brick. So that's very, very spicy. The Dinosaur Lock is pretty fair, but that's very, very powerful. Cool. Also keep in mind, destroying a card you control, dinos have synergy with that. Second effect, when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return 1 card on the field to the hand. Okay, that's fine. I also think it's important that this card also can destroy itself. It says destroy 1 card you control, which can just be itself, which is really cool. Yeah, it definitely is going to get ashed. It definitely is going to get Veilored Impermed, but that means it's good. So that's a very powerful effect. That could straight up like compete with Oviraptor for like best normal summon in the deck, potentially. All right, so those are the only 2 main deck monsters. Pretty good overall, I think. That is interesting because you don't have a way to search him. So I was wondering, I was like, okay, if we use him as a way to like summon out this guy, and then like, how do we get this guy to hand to then pitch for your Megalo to draw 2 cards? I don't know. I'm just thinking. All right. Anyway, Jurrac Astero. This is a new synchro. This is a level 10 Fire Dino synchro. 2,500 attack, 2,300 defense. It is almost completely generic. The tuner can be generic, but the non-tuner has to be a dinosaur monster. That's totally fine. If this card is synchro summoned, you can set 1 Jurrac spell or trap from your deck or graveyard. Interesting. What's the last card? The last card is a spell, so it can set that if it has Jurrac in the name. It does, so that's really cool. So you can at least get that. I'm assuming that card's going to be good. There is a trap card in the archetype that's an interruptive trap. So I think it's like a board wipe, but I think it wipes your board too. So you just have to be wary of that. But that could also, that's the only other target that I think may be viable in any way. Second effect, once per turn, if your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can banish 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster or monsters. Shoo! Okay. And third effect, during your opponent's turn, you can banish 2 Jurrac monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Whoa. Okay, to special summon a Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Whoa. Hold on. Hold the phone. That's crazy. Because I think Jurrac Meteor is... hold on. That card could be... Because I think that was one of the cards that I ever saw, and I was like, this card is one of the cards that has an effect that does something. It just the problem with it is that it's so hard to summon, right? Its materials are a Jurrac Tuner plus 2 or more dinos. But this card does say, when this card is synchro summoned, destroy all cards on the field. Then you can special summon one of your tuners from the graveyard. That's really good. Okay, wow, this card by itself is insane. So 1, this being Burialable means that this is sendable off of your Jurrac Megalo. This becomes that. And now this just basically means you can Meteor your opponent on their turn. Super easy, because you would have both. You would have the level 1 and you would have this guy engraved, which is the requirements to set this guy up. Wow, this guy's crazy, because technically you could get the trap that's a board wipe, then negate a summon, and then also use his grave effect once he leaves the field off the board wipe to then board wipe again. Like, just standing on this, just making this guy actually is like hard as hell to beat, I feel like, in a lot of scenarios. Very, very cool. I think, if I'm remembering that trap working the way I think it does, but very, very cool. All right, that is powerful. Crazy. All right, last card we have here is Jurrac Volcano. Of course, I love it. Gotta have an erupting volcano for dinosaur stuff. Field spell. You can only use the first, second, and third effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one dinosaur monster you control, and if you do, special summon a Jurrac monster from your deck. Yo, that's so crazy. Okay, because you just summon this guy, or sorry, this guy, which means like maybe do you only play one or two of him just so that you can like pull him out of the deck after you've already normal summoned your Oviraptor. That's awesome. I love that that doesn't take the normal summon. It's fair enough in that you have to destroy a dinosaur monster, but that means Petit Pteranodon and Baby Ceratosaurus have synergy there. That means the other level 1 guy we're already playing has synergy there, because you can pop him to then summon the other one, and then he Foolish Burials the Synchro. You get just like a ton of value out of that. That's really good first effect. Second effect, if your opponent special summons a monster, during the turn they activated monster effects 4 or more times, you can special summon one Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro summon. That's actually insane. So this card is like a field spell Nibiru, basically. Sort of. Like not on summons, but on monster effects. Once your opponent has activated 4 more monster effects, you basically choose, if they special summon, if you want to basically nib them, board wipe them, because you're just summoning Jurrac Meteor. Treat it as a Synchro summon. By the way, Jurrac Meteor, I believe, was not once per turn when we just looked at him. So you can technically do board wipe your opponent twice with this card and the Synchro Engrave. Wow, this card's crazy, actually. For this to be like the bonus effect, the first effect is the main effect. That's like the engine effect. And then also just say like, oh, also, you're kind of like also playing into nib no matter what. Wow, that's so cool. All right, third effect, if a Jurrac monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish a dinosaur monster from your graveyard instead. That's just icing on the cake. Because you would lose this card to the Jurrac Meteor that you're summoning off of it, but at least you're able to use this card, at the same time to protect the Jurrac Meteor from destroying itself. So you get to keep that Jurrac Meteor at least, and he's a big body, and he's, he's just there. So, so then next turn he can either be Link material, Synchro material, just go battle phase and try to kill it, walk into your opponent's life points. That's really solid. Wow. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. This seems like 4 bangers. This may be enough to just make dinos nasty. Now, I will say, this is an effect that's really only great going first. Going second, how many scenarios? Like going second is your opponent activating 4 different monster effects and special summoning in a sequence in which you're able to activate this card to, like, meteor the board. Now, and this guy's only on the opponent's turn either. So as far as going second tools, these don't really help that as much. I like that this guy's an extender. I like that the field spell can extend this guy into a board going second. You go Oviraptor, he gets impermed. You can just pop the Oviraptor and summon Stigo with the field spell, and then, force them to have another negation. That's cool. But, still something to keep an eye on. All in all, though, pretty good stuff. Like, really strong support here overall. I like it. You get a good extender card here. That's also a tuner. You get a good starter card / like good monster to summon off the field spell to extend through plays. You get a crazy boss monster that's good on field or dumping into grave. And you get a field spell that's crazy. This field spell is insane. Like summon from deck with the first effect. And then just, basically Nibiru. It's basically a walking Nibiru that also is summoning an engine card from your deck every turn. That's wild, man. All right. I mean, really, really cool. I'm out of here for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on these 4 cards. How much does this help dinos? Obviously, Jurrac cannot be a playable deck on its own. I still believe that even reading these cards. But how much do these cards really take, like, Dino to the next level? Because I think that's the best way to utilize these. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I haven't played Dino in a couple of years, so I don't know the current state of everything. I know a lot of the classic cards, obviously, and the most important cards, but the specific synergies I'm not so sure about. So please let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on these cards. I'd love to hear it. I will keep you posted on all things Yu-Gi-Oh! News going forward, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.